Big life changes don't always require dramatic shifts. In fact, it's the small, daily habits that make the biggest impact over time. When I started Alibaba, we were just 18 people in a small apartment. We didn't have the resources or connections that many big companies had, but we built something great through small, consistent actions. The same applies to personal growth. It's about the little things you do every day. One small habit today can completely transform your life tomorrow. Incorporating simple, healthy habits into your routine, like reading or writing, can have a profound impact on your mindset and productivity. It doesn't happen overnight, but over time, these little actions accumulate. One day you'll wake up and realize how much progress you've made. It's not about making huge changes all at once, but about committing to small steps that you repeat consistently. Small habits are like planting seeds. You may not see the results right away, but eventually, those seeds grow into something much bigger. Just like a tree doesn't grow overnight, personal and professional success comes from small, regular efforts. When you invest in these habits, the transformation is inevitable. The problem most people face is they underestimate the power of small actions. They think they need to make drastic changes to see results, but it's the opposite. It's the daily, consistent actions that create real change. Whether it's a 10-minute morning routine or setting aside time to learn something new each day, these small actions add up in the long run. So, where do you start? Begin with just one habit. Add it to your daily routine, and you'll soon find that those small efforts will lead to big changes. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now with whatever you have. The power of transformation lies in the consistency of your small actions. Why? Setting clear goals is like giving your life a compass. Without goals, you might be moving, but you're drifting without direction. When we started Alibaba, we knew we needed a clear vision to guide us. Goals kept us focused on the priorities and prevented us from being distracted by things that didn't matter. Once you set your goals, every action you take has a purpose, and you start moving toward your dreams more efficiently. The power of goals is in how they transform your daily routine. Instead of reacting to everything that happens, you start acting with intention. Each step you take becomes aligned with your bigger vision. In the early days of Alibaba, every decision we made was based on the long-term goals we had set. Having those clear goals gave us focus and motivation, even when the path was uncertain. Goals also provide you with direction when you're feeling lost or overwhelmed. In challenging times, your goals are like a lighthouse guiding you through the storm. I remember many moments when Alibaba faced what seemed like impossible obstacles, but our goals gave us the clarity and drive to keep moving forward. When you set clear goals, even the toughest challenges become more manageable because you know where you're headed. Another benefit of setting goals is that they allow you to measure progress. Without goals, you can be working hard, but how do you know if you're getting closer to success? When you have defined goals, you can track your progress, which keeps you motivated and helps you adjust your strategy if needed. This ongoing feedback loop is essential for staying on track and achieving what you set out to do. Setting specific goals is the first step to creating a life full of purpose and meaning. No matter how big your dreams are, break them down into smaller, actionable steps and work on them consistently. So, where do you want to be in a year or 5 years? Setting clear goals makes the journey clearer and the success more achievable.
Time is also the greatest investment tool. When used with intention, it can grow anything. A skill, a brand, a relationship, a business. Every hour you invest in learning, creating, improving, or building returns value in the future. But you must be consistent. Time pays the disciplined. It doesn't reward those who use it randomly. It rewards those who use it intentionally. There's a reason why successful people read every day, block distractions, and practice deep work. It's not just about working more. It's about working smart. They understand that what you do with one focused hour can outperform what most people do with an entire distracted day. The people who stay stuck are often those who trade time for tiny gains. They waste hours trying to save a few dollars, never realizing that time is the most expensive thing they're losing. They treat time like it's unlimited and money like it's precious. But it's the other way around. You can always create more money. You can't create more time. When you begin to value time over money, your choices change. You stop gossiping. You stop lingering in toxic relationships. You stop entertaining habits that steal your future. You become impatient with nonsense and obsessed with growth. You ask better questions. Is this worth my time? Will this move me forward? What's the return on this hour? The wealthy understand that time is a magnifier. What you do repeatedly with your time defines your destiny. If you waste time, you shrink your future. If you respect time, you multiply your results. You can trace every great achievement back to someone who knew how to manage their hours with discipline and clarity. When time becomes your most protected asset, life starts to bend in your favor. Decisions become easier. Results come faster. You stop playing life at a basic level and start thinking like someone who knows exactly what each second is worth. Success is never a straight line. The path is full of detours, delays, and unexpected turns. That's why one of the greatest qualities a person can develop is persistence. But persistence alone is not enough. If you are rigid, stubborn, or emotionally attached to just one method, you may persist in the wrong direction. True winners know how to hold tightly to their vision, but remain flexible in their approach. They are persistent in their purpose, but adaptable in their plan. Persistence is your fuel. It's the drive to show up when no one claps, to keep moving when the road feels endless, and to keep trying when others would have already given up. Persistent people outlast failure. They keep going not because it's easy, but because they've made a decision that quitting is not an option. That's power. That's inner strength. But adaptability is your steering wheel. It's what allows you to change course when necessary, to pivot when conditions shift, and to reinvent your strategy when the old one no longer serves the mission. Adaptable minds don't see change as a threat. They see it as a tool. They know the goal is fixed, but the route is flexible.
They don't compare. They're not looking at what their neighbors are doing. They're focused. They know everyone has a different race. They delay the announcement. They don't show the cake before it's baked. They announce success only when it's irreversible. They outwork and outthink. While others are partying, they are planning. While others are shouting, they are strategizing. I had a friend who used to mock me. He said, "Jack, you're always working like an ant. No fun, no swag." Now, I run an empire. He runs a Facebook page full of motivational quotes he doesn't follow. Let's talk brain science, my friends. Studies show that when you talk about your goals, your brain releases dopamine, the same pleasure chemical you get from actually achieving them. So if you say, "I'm going to lose 10 kilos," and you post it online, your brain says, "Yay, we did it," even though you're still holding a donut. This is why most people don't follow through, because talking feels like achieving. It's a trap. But if you don't talk, your brain stays hungry. You stay focused. You stay motivated, because there's no reward until the real thing is done. So keep quiet. Let your brain starve until the results are real. Listen, not everyone clapping is clapping for you.
But success doesn't stop with discipline. To truly grow and lead, you must embrace something even more powerful, a growth mindset. One thing I've always believed in is that learning never stops. The world is constantly changing, and those who stop learning get left behind. I often say that leaders are readers, but more than that, they are lifelong learners. You have to keep growing, keep evolving, because what worked yesterday won't necessarily work tomorrow. That's why maintaining a growth mindset is so crucial to success. When I look at the most successful people I know, they are not the ones who rest on their laurels. They are the ones who stay curious. who invest in themselves every day. Even 15 minutes of learning a day can lead to incredible growth over time. It doesn't matter how busy you are, you can always find time to learn something new, whether it's reading a book, taking an online course, or simply observing those around you. Continuous learning is the key to staying relevant. I've always encouraged my team to adopt this mindset. At Alibaba, we didn't just want to create a successful company. We wanted to create a culture of learning. I told my team, if you stop learning, you stop leading. That's why we pushed ourselves to innovate, to experiment, and to constantly challenge the status quo. We didn't fear failure because we knew that every failure was a lesson. The truth is, personal development isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. And the more you learn, the more you grow, both personally and professionally. This mindset opens doors you never thought possible. When you approach life with a curiosity and a willingness to learn, you unlock new levels of potential that lead to success.